Alright, you're muted. You're good. Yeah, what's going on, team? Hope everyone had a great weekend. Long weekend, too, for those who live in the States. Gonna give everybody another 2 minutes to join. We'll start at the 5 minute mark on the stream. As always, the pairs we're going to be going over are the ones that you see on the right hand side with the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUD-USD, finishing off with US oil. But if you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. Should be a pretty quick session today. As we saw this weekend during the weekly market breakdown, a lot of the pairs we're trading are either in peak highs or peak lows, or they're in a zone of consolidation. So, or some of them are moving counter trends. So we're just gonna have to be patient. Again, we'll do what we usually do. We'll go over the pairs, see which ones are better looking than the others, and we'll go on from there. But again, should be a pretty quick session. Shouldn't really take us longer than 30 minutes. I'm gonna go through these one by one. Since the first session of the week, I'm not gonna do nothing too crazy. It's pretty much, well, not really, because all these other pairs were open today, so it's not like it's a Sunday going into Monday situation. Some pairs, I'm sure, gave us some moves. I haven't seen the charts at all. I woke up this morning, took a look at the charts, nothing was on it. I was like, alright, cool. Haven't seen him again since then, so. What's good, Mohammed? What's good, brother? I'm doing good, my man. I'm doing good. Feeling a lot better already. I just have the lingering, mucus and shit, but I'm feeling good. I'm back to normal, man. Back to normal. And I almost died. You guys almost lost me again. It happens once a year. Nah, I didn't feel bad this time that I got sick, though. It wasn't that bad. I literally only got sick for like 2 days. I was really bad for one day, then the next day I was just recovering from that bad day, but I've been good. Mhm. 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 Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Looking at exactly what you have to look at. You already know you had the previous days of rise, you had a break. Well, the change of character that gave you the higher high. After a higher high, price is gonna have to give you a pullback. Right. Yep. Target for the higher time frame pullback. Yep. It's not bad at all. Mohammed, he said, good shit, thank God. The previous year was worse. Yeah, yeah, last year, when I got sick last year was crazy. I thought I was a goner, man. Yeah, I thought I was done for. But we're good, man. My immune system lives to fight another day. It's not my time, facts. Still got a couple more years in me, man. Hopefully another 5 years, man. 30. All right. Let's start with five. Let's start with five first. Once I get to five, then we'll boost it up a little bit. Cause if I make it another 5 years, yo, I'm definitely making another 30. That's no doubt. Just want to give everybody some more time to join. Um, let's give it another couple minutes and then we'll get started. I know we're a little late today, so we'll most likely won't have too many people join us for today. I also didn't post the link on Twitter, so we'll just this stream is for the people who are active, man. If you're active, good shit. If you're not active, you better wake the fuck up. I snoozed though, bro. Like I've been just so busy this week or this weekend. I wanted to post a Labor Day sale for the mentorship, and I just completely forgot to do that. So I'll probably do that this week, like an extended Labor Day. I won't even call it a Labor Day sale. I'll just say like it's a sale for the week. See if we could get anybody else to join. That what? Yeah, it's fire. Or once I finish it, it's gonna be fire. And I'm working on the Vice one too, so they'll be up at the same time. The Vice one will most likely be up first than the other one though. Yeah, that one is the main focus. Yeah, I sent me email that same day. I'm downloading a VPN so I could use Corey. Got some shit I want to share with you. Alright, bet, Mohammed. No problem. Mhm. Mhm. Most definitely. Yeah, we need to get as many people in that position involved as possible. That's gonna be our best bet to get our foot in. And think the good thing is too, like I know people I could hit up. I don't want to hit them up before I want to before I hit my people up. I want to make sure everything's good. The website's up. We got everything. E is supposed to be coming over next week or at the end of this week. So we're planning on re-recording everything for the course and everything. So we'll see what we got done. The new what? He saw it first than me. Yeah, he already slept here. Yeah, yeah. He already came over. He was the first person who saw it. Um, Windscrime gives 10 gigabytes only per month. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I have one downloaded here. It's Proton. Proton is the one I'd be using. I don't know if you could use that one. But I don't know how many gigs they give you. That's the only bad thing about it. I don't really use it that much, but it's the one that I have on my PC. I'll give everybody till the 15-minute mark on the stream. We're at 13 right now, so I'll give everybody another 2 minutes and then we'll get started. Yeah, I've been waiting for a little bit here. It's already been 15 minutes, but it's alright. We'll give everybody a chance to join. Again, gonna be a quick one. There's really nothing like no continuations on the daily time frame, no continuations on the 4 hours. So nah, I haven't seen the chart since Sunday. How it's moving? Yeah, it's just pushing. I'm taking a look at it now. Yeah, I mean, we had 2 weeks of rise. This week being the third week, just continuing that trend. Reached the daily highs, reached the 4 hour highs. At the 4 hour highs, it gave us a little nice little tap, nice little exhaustion candles too. So this could be the area where price starts turning around, but this shit is just moving, bro. One, two, three, four, just 5 days of price going up. But again, it's doing exactly what it needs to do. Gave us a gap to start the week off, resets the trend, gave us a gap last week on Wednesday going into Thursday, gave us a gap Tuesday going into Wednesday, so it's doing what it has to do. I'm not surprised, but that's why I'm not really looking to take trades on gold, man. This shit is just there's nothing here for us right now. He gave us a change of character on the 30. Let me see. Yeah, he gave us a change of character. He gave us a break of structure back to the top side. So yeah, if it gives a valid break on the 4 and it gives a valid break on the daily, we know we're just gonna keep that uptrend going. So we'll just have to be patient with it. I'm in no rush to take trades on gold. I'm chilling off that shit for now. Um, you said mute me when I join. I got you, Mohammed. Did 3 minutes pass already? It did. All right. We'll get started here in a few seconds. Let me take a sip of water. Take a sip of my Diet Coke real quick. Sip of Diet Coke.
Yo,
Yo,
how you doing?
good on yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Can't complain.
Long time since I heard your little sexy voice, man.
Nah, it's because I just finished the summer classes,
Thank God.
so that's why.
It went well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm doing well.
That's good.
I want to share with you this.
Let's do it.
I'm finally funded.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Who you funded with?
free blown accounts, 20 pips.
Yeah, that's fire. Hey man, that's really all it is. You know what I mean? Like blowing accounts is really just the lesson that you had to learn.
Yeah, I used it as a like just tell my teach myself how to get used to the emotions and all that stuff.
Right. There's nothing
Because
wrong
if
with that.
I done it with a demo and like you're profitable with the demo, but you can't really tell unless it's a live account.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like what I've always said, it's a psychology thing at the end of the day. It just depends who you are. For some people it's really there's no difference. For other people, it's what I truly believe what it is just, especially traders starting off now, they get into their brains hearing what everybody says online, like, oh, demo account's not real, demo account's not real, but it really is. It's the same thing. You're trading in the same environment, you're trading the same, account size, you're taking the same setups, you're taking the same losses and the same wins. It's all the same thing. Because at the end of the day, too, like, yeah, you could say the prop firm's a little different because you paid for the prop firm account, but you're trading a demo account. It's all the same thing.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's
I
all
was
good.
listening. Yeah, true. It's the same thing, but like if it's a prop firm, it's a lot of emotions are
Right.
involved.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's at the end of the day, it's whatever it's whatever you put out for it. Like if you go into the prop firm, with the nervousness and the anxiety of, oh, this is I just paid for it, yada yada. It gets to you. But it's what I always tell people. I'm like, yo, if that's really a thing, instead of spending $10, $15, $30 on an account, just open a demo account, open up a live account, and deposit $30 into a live account. Don't trade it, just trade the demo. If you fail the demo, do the same shit. Deposit another $30, another $50, whatever it is that you decided to spend the money on the account.
It hurts, right?
Not only does it hurt, but it's also giving you the chance to, if you trade for a whole year and you blow an account a month, and let's say you know, for the people in the states, right? Because we know they're not spending $15 on a 1K account. They'll be buying the 100K accounts. So imagine that's $300 a month that you're putting aside on a live account. By the end of the year, you have what, close to $3,000 on a live account,
Yeah,
and then at the end
a
is
little bit more.
yeah, right, a little bit more,
Well supported.
right, and then at the end of the year, once you realize like, okay, I got the skill to trade, then you start trading your live account with $3,000, and then you're making the same amount of money you would be making if you were to purchase accounts. So you're making the same amount of money. So just different
Well,
avenues, different ways to do it.
40, four accounts only, each at 36 bucks.
Right.
The first one is at 30 because it was November
Yeah, the discounts.
13th, 2023. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used E's code. I remember.
Shout out E, man.
Yeah. Where is he?
He's in New York
He
right
said
now.
he's back.
He's in New
He
York, and
he's
then
not coming
he
back, right?
that what?
He's not coming back, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I know next week or the end of this week, we're supposed to record the courses because he's gonna be coming down here to Florida for a little bit. We're supposed to record the courses for the website. So I don't know. Maybe he'll be
When's this
back.
finally going out?
Yeah, I'm working on it myself. So it'll most likely it'll probably be up by the end of the year. I don't want to say like a month or two because I know that's not gonna be the case. So
That's
probably by yeah, probably by the end of the year it'll all be up and running.
that's some good news, bro.
Oh, you sent me a message on Discord. Let me go see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
hell
got the
yeah.
screenshots
Phase 1 and Phase 2. Congratulations.
finally.
Yes, sir.
I was using a bit of my own capital, right?
Hmm.
Deposited around like 200, and I've been using it since, let's see, take this February of this year. So small profits, but you know,
Profits is
better to get a
profits.
lot funded. Yeah, small
Absolutely.
profits because 200, 200 USD account is too small. Right, let's start this session because it's a bit late.
All right, let's do it. It'll be quick.
First
I'll
one,
I'll finish in like 25 minutes. He's here, but he's also at work, so he's probably just talking to a coworker or something.
right, start it up. I'm gonna be listening on YouTube.
All right. Oh man, I will say my allergies are kicking my ass today, man. My nose is itchy. So if you hear me like sniffing, it's probably because of that. All right, let's get started, guys. We've been waiting for a little minute. All right, so AU, we know we're in an overall downtrend still, right? In the overall market makers pattern, level 1 for zone consolidation, level 2, second zone consolidation, and we're looking for that level 3 continuation back down to peak low. Right, before we have the continuation, we wanted to see the break of structure of the zone of consolidation, which we got, right, which was down here, the lower low, and we're looking for a lower high to be set. Now again, like we've been saying, we had 2 points of interest for where our lower high was going to be at. The first point of interest, the 800 EMA. The second point of interest, the 30-minute gap that's at the top of the market. Right, so once we saw on the 4-hour time frame that price had given us the change of character down to the bottom side, we knew that what we need to look for after the change of character to know that price is going to continue this continuation back down to the bottom is if price would have given us a valid break of structure of these lows. The fact that price came down and gave us an inducement, it never gave us a break, and it continued this uptrend push to the top side, we already knew that price was not going to continue down, right? A lot of traders were trading the shoulder head shoulder as, oh, it's a shoulder head shoulder, we're going to get a break and a retest to continue to go short, straight to stop loss, right? This is not a valid shoulder head shoulder due to the fact that price never gave us a valid break of these lows. When we're looking at market structure, we already knew this shoulder head shoulder was not valid due to the fact that price never gave us a break. We can't expect price to give us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low if price never gave us a break of the previous lower low, right? So AU for right now, as we've been saying for the last couple weeks, I'm not really looking at anything on AU. We could go ahead and just skip over this one and go to the next pair, right? We'll keep an eye on it tomorrow morning. If we could catch a little pullback, just a little, push back down to the bottom, a little higher low on the internal time frame, then we'll catch that, right? And within due time, we will have that push, right? We had 1 day a rise, 2 days a rise, 3 days a rise, 4 days a rise. We had a gap, right? Resets the trend, gave us another push. So just gonna be patient with AU, and we'll go on from there. So again, for a lot of these pairs that I don't really have to give a lot of examples for, we're just gonna fly through them. If I see something that catches my attention, then we'll talk about it. But a lot of these pairs are reacting the same way. So AUD CAD overall, we are still in A1 in a downtrend, right? In a complete overall downtrend. We're in the first zone of consolidation, right? We had push number one, first zone of consolidation, right? On a downtrend, we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, so we already know this is a low probability area. On a lower time frame, we're stuck in a lower time frame, 4-hour time frame zone of consolidation as well, right? So AUD CAD is another pair for me that I'm just not really looking to take trades on. This is going to be another one where we just have to be patient. If price, by the time we wake up, if it looks like it wants to give us a pullback down to the bottom, then we'll take a little trade. But for right now, just based on where we're at in these areas, is not appetizing. It doesn't look appetizing, right? It's just a lot of fake outs, a lot of trap moves. Market makers just taking everybody's cash. So AED CAT is another one. We'll just skip over, go to the next pair. EA. That what? Word. Good catch. Thank you, sir. They arise. For EA on the daily time frame, we know that we are in level 3, right? We still want to see price reach our previous peak highs up at these highs over here in this zone, this entire zone. And once again, if we zoom out, you guys can see that, right? Double bottom, push 1, first zone of consolidation, push 2, second zone of consolidation, and we're currently in level 3, looking for price to reach our previous peak highs in this area. So before we could continue to look for pushes to the top side, we need to see valid breaks. So we know that on the daily time frame, price did not give us a valid break of these highs, just gave us another inducement. On the 4-hour time frame, however, it did give us a break. So this is still a pair that I'm keeping an eye on. Once price starts trending back to the top side, then I'll take it. Could we say that this is a 4-hour higher high and we're just looking for a higher low to be set? Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. But right now, if we're looking at market structure, what is price doing? Right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. So as soon as price starts giving us higher highs and higher lows, that's when I'll be interested to take trades on EA. Let me see, do I have to update this? Why does this say, yeah, the 3rd week high, that was for last week. That we already knew this was a low probability area due to the fact that on the daily time frame we never got a break. So once we start uptrending on EA, that's when I'll start looking to take those trades. Nothing less, nothing more, just gotta be patient. For ECAD, we're in peak high territory, so this is still a pair that I'm currently not trading. I'm gonna update our daily highs and daily lows here. So we know that we're trading between this higher high over here, these higher lows over here on the daily time frame. I'm gonna use this entire zone here so we have enough space to play with. On the 4-hour time frame, same exact thing. We have our higher high, higher low. We're trading between this higher low over here, and I'm gonna use this entire area. and this higher high over here. Well, once again, I'm just gonna keep this chart updated, but I'm not trading it, so I'm just keeping my areas of interest updated so I don't give myself a headache looking at different boxes all day. And then we're still trading between the same 30-minute high and 30-minute low. Move this over, move this up a little bit, and then we have a day of rise. For EU, right, EU very similar to GU. I've said that for the last couple weeks. We know that we're in level 2 on an uptrend, right? We have level 1, first zone consolidation, level 2, right? We're trading at the higher high on the daily time frame. We're pretty much trading in the same higher high on the 4-hour time frame. I believe I needed to update my 4-hour time frame here. How did we finish the week off on a no net? Yep, 2 weeks where price has just been moving sideways. And then on the 30-minute time frame, and again, just based on the area that we're trading in, you know, this is a pair that I'm currently just taking a little step back from. Again, unless price decides to give us a break of the daily time frame and just continues the uptrend push, that'll be like the only time I'll be interested in looking to take trades on EU. We also already have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. So EU will be patient with it. You know, I'm expecting at least a nice little entry this week. At least one entry, but GA in a very similar situation as ECAD. We're just in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. At the highest point in the market, there's two things the market makers are going to do. Either give you a simple M formation, right, a double top to continue the downtrend, or it's just going to give you a zone of consolidation. And a zone of consolidation is where we're at on GA as well. So again, very similar to ECAD. I'm not going to be trading GA until price starts trending again. Once we start trending, once price gets away from the zone of consolidation, that's when I'll start trading again. But for now, I'm going to skip it. GCAD is in level 3 on an uptrend, right? We're also stuck in a zone of consolidation here where price is just rejecting highs and rejecting lows. So this is another pair that we could go ahead and just chill out for a little bit. You know, price is still giving us counter trend moves, still making lower lows and lower highs. After 3 days of drop, which was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, today, Monday, we already knew price was either going to move sideways or go up, and it decided to go up. So again, a lot of these pairs, even though they look ugly, they're doing exactly what they have to do, man. They're doing exactly what they have to do. GJ is another pair that currently I'm not trading. Just gonna keep this updated. Nothing really to update on the daily, nothing to update on the 4-hour, on the 30-minute time frame. Right, we're back at the top of the zone of consolidation. Still hasn't given us a break, gave us an inducement towards the end of the session today. Gave us a nice pullback, and then price looks like it wants to continue that trend back to the top side. So again, GJ is another pair. I just can't wait to start trading GJ again. I love trading GJ, man. For it being a forex pair, it pays out. It pays out really well. I will say GJ is one of my favorite pairs to trade and to look at when it's trending, of course, because when it's consolidating, it ain't giving nothing but fake outs and just hitting everybody's stop loss. Right, as I stated earlier, GU very similar to EU. We're in the same predicament, pretty much the exact same thing. We're looking for price to give us a valid break of these highs. We currently do not have valid breaks just yet. None of these candles are break of structures. All of these candles here from the time of 10:30 in the morning all the way to 5 p.m. pretty much, right? From 10:30 in the morning till 5 p.m. These candles were all testing candles. They haven't given us a valid break just yet. But again, once we get these breaks on the 30-minute time frame, once we get a valid break, we know we can start looking to take trades on GU back to the top side. So we'll be patient with it. NZD USD is another pair that I'm excited to start trading and to continue to trade. Right, we're in the second zone of consolidation on a downtrend, looking for that third and final push back down to the previous peak lows. Very similar to what was the other pair that was consolidating like this? EA, I think it was. Right, that we're just at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, and then on the lower time frame, We're on an even smaller time frame zone consolidation as well. Let's update this this month gave us a no net, just moving sideways. On the 4 hour time frame, stuck in the zone of consolidation. Right on the 4 hour, it did look like price gave us a valid break of the lows, which is good. Right, we had 2 weeks of drop, did not give us that third week push down to the bottom. And again, it all just comes down, it boils down to where we're trading on an overall trend, which is at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. So we already knew that these third week pushes down to the bottom from last week were very low probability, right? And as you guys can see, we ended up having a week of rise instead. And then on the 30-minute time frame, even though those trades back to the bottom were low probability, we were still able to capitalize on the days where price wanted to give us the pullback, so that's good. We had 2 days of counter rise, and then today being the third day, price gave us a third day push back to the top side. So disregarding the gaps in the market, if we're just going through simple rules, after 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. So NU is definitely a pair that I'm going to keep an eye on. US 30 is another pair for us that I'm not currently trading. We're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. Price still hasn't given us valid breaks on the daily time frame, just testing candles. On the 4 hour time frame, price still hasn't given us a valid break. Again, just one testing candle and then everything else closed below it. So we still don't have any valid breaks on the 4 hour. And on the 30-minute time frame, we could say that we're in a pretty small zone of consolidation as well. I'm not gonna mark this yet as a zone of consolidation since price hasn't come down to these lows, but we could already see this is where price is rejecting highs. So if price decides to come back down and reject these lows and go back high, then I'm gonna mark this as an entire zone of consolidation for but as of right now, just gonna keep it simple, gonna keep it clean. Once again, we're in peak high territory. We have 3 days, right? Today, Friday, and Thursday, where price has just been moving sideways. So not going to be active on US 30. USD CAD, very similar. I'm not going to be active trading USD CAD. Overall, right, the situation is, you know, did we start the downtrend push after completed the 3 pushes, right? We have push 1, push 2, push 3. Push 3 went into previous peak highs, perfect. At peak high, price gave us an inverse shoulder head shoulder, right? A bearish shoulder head shoulder. Gave us the first push down to the bottom, gave us a first zone of consolidation on the 800 EMA, right? We already know we saw the 50 and the 200 cross below, right? Which is an indication that price could be starting level 2, right? The fact that we're in the zone of consolidation where price is rejecting lows and rejecting highs, there's so much to unpack here, right? Overall, as well, when we're looking at the overall daily market structure, we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Could this be a higher low to continue back to the top side? It could be, right? But as of right now, since there's too many questions that need to be answered on this chart, I'm currently not trading it, right? Because yes, even though we could see that a potential downtrend has started, at the same time, we could see that we're still trading between the previous higher highs and higher lows, right? So with that being said, if the daily time frame is telling me one thing and the 4 hour time frame is telling me something completely different, and then you go to the 30-minute time frame and it's telling you something completely different than the 4 hour and the daily, then what are we trading, right? What time frame do we trust most, right? And that's a question that a lot of people don't know how to answer, and it's a very simple answer. It's a very simple solution, right? If one time frame is telling you one thing and the other time frame is telling you something different, then another time frame is telling you something completely different, you just don't trade it, right? There's too many questions that have to be answered. There's too much confusion, right? So we just gotta give it time. You gotta let price do what it has to do. Once it starts trending, once we start trending in the same direction on every single time frame, that's when we will start attacking the charts, right? Because again, you go and you look at your charts. You go and you look at the trades that you've taken, right? You see the pairs that you lost on. All right, go do the back test, right? Why did you lose that trade? It wasn't because the casino won today. No, we're not gambling. We're trading, right? So in my rules, in my world of trading, every time I've lost trades, especially when I first started trading, is when I'm taking entries in positions where there's really no confirmation. There's no confirmation on any time frame. And again, the biggest thing to look at is if the daily time frame is downtrending and the 4-hour time frame is uptrending and the 30-minute time frame is consolidating or doing something completely different. Why are we trading it? Just because we feel like we want to trade? Like, no, right? So that's the reason why there's a lot of these pairs you guys can see. I'm just flying through them. There's really not too much to talk about. Same thing that we talked about on Friday. I even made a post about it on X, right? If I have to ask myself multiple questions before taking a trade, I'm just not trading, right? Because if the charts are confusing me, why would I waste my time trying to get more confused? Because the charts already gave you what they're going to give you. They're not going to talk back at you. They're not going to tell you, "Oh, do this." No. Right? You could learn the language, look at candlestick analysis and all this other stuff, but again, how do you avoid the fake outs? Because price could very simply give you an exhaustion candle and just continue the trend. Absolutely it can. But why is it doing that? Right? Are you trading in a zone of consolidation? Are you counter trending? Right? Are you taking trades in a place on a daily time frame where you think you're at a higher low to continue into a higher high, but realistically speaking, on the 30-minute time frame, that was just a lower low point to then give you a lower high to then continue back into a lower low. You see what I'm saying? So there's just too many questions, too many things to look at. And when you're looking at them and nothing is adding up, then there's nothing to trade, right? You just gotta give the charts some time, let it breathe for a little bit. Once it starts really moving in a direction that you want to see it move to, once everything starts adding up, then you start taking trades. Right? Gold is another one. Peak high territory. Not going to be trading it. We're at the daily highs, we're at the 4-hour highs on the 30-minute time frame. Price gave us a nice break of structure, so we know that we're trading now between this higher low down here. Right, and I'm not even going to I'll do this tomorrow morning. I don't feel like zooming in. Right? We're trading between that higher low and this higher high over here. So, the good thing is now with gold, we're trading on the daily high, we're trading on a 30-minute high, we're trading on a 4-hour high. We're trading at a higher high. What comes after a higher high? A higher low. Price has to give us a pullback. Now, does it give you a pullback every single time? Absolutely not. There's only two things the market's going to do, either trend or consolidate. And we could already see the behavior of gold from last night going into today. What is price doing? Just moving sideways at a higher high. So, again, gold is another one I'm just going to be patient with. Bitcoin is another chart that I'm not currently trading. I would love to see price give us a retest of this engulfing candle that we have here on the 1-hour time frame. That would be very nice, right? Get a little lower high point into a lower low. But again, this is another chart that I'm not really going to be too active on. I don't really trust it right now. There's too much news coming out, and that's always going to be a factor when you're trading. It doesn't matter what you're trading, whether it's indexes or commodities or the foreign currencies. When there's too much noise, when there's too much news, you just gotta let price move, man. Let price do what it has to do, come back again when everything starts making sense again. So, gold or Bitcoin is another one I'm not trading, and then US oil, last pair for the night. Again, unless there's any other questions, any other pairs you guys want me to go over in the chat, just let me know. But oil is another one that I'm keeping my eye on. We know that for oil, we are in level 2 on a downtrend. Right, we had push number 1, first zone of consolidation. Push number 2, we had the break of structure of the lows. Right, we were looking for a lower low, lower high. We got the lower high. Right, beautiful engulfing candle on the 1-hour time frame gave us a beautiful retest. As soon as it gave us the retest, it went straight down into profit. Right, so on the move from the lower high going into the lower low, it gave us the push, then it gave us a zone of consolidation. Right, that zone of consolidation, we had the break of structure back down to the bottom, and we know we're looking for a lower high. So once again, we had 2 points of we had 2 points of interest on oil where our lower high was going to be. Right, our first point of interest was a 200 EMA, since that's the EMA that we want to see price bounce off from on level 2. Right, and our second point of interest is the 4-hour engulfing candle that we have up here. So as soon as price gives us that retest on the 4-hour engulfing candle, that's when I'll start being interested in looking for trades again for oil. So Still have a little bit to go. We could potentially give that push today, right? ADRs at these highs, so we definitely could make that push back to the top side. But we'll keep an eye on it. But that's pretty much it, guys. You said do nothing. Yup, exactly, Kendo. When price is making you ask too many questions, just stay away from the chart, man. Ain't nothing to trade, right? And then before we get off too, let's look at Forex Factory. That was a good call earlier. Haven't done that in a minute, right? For today, as you guys knew, right, we have bank holiday. We talked about this during the weekend, right? Tuesday, which is tomorrow, we have news at 10 a.m. PMI. Wednesday, we have news at 4 in the morning for AUD, 10 a.m. job openings for USD. Thursday, right, we have CHF news, USD news, 8:15, 8:30. Non-farm, right? Yeah, non-farm on Thursday now. So Thursday should be interesting, and then Friday we have news at 8, or non-farm again on Friday. So yeah, what's up? Oh, I know, but I like seeing all the news anyway, cause they're all important anyway. Like I get what you're saying though. Like I could just put the high impact, but technically speaking, all the news is important, whether it's high impact or low impact. Yeah, like obviously the low impact won't really do too much, but sometimes it's good to keep an eye on them just in case. But alright, guys. Any other questions in the chat? Let me check Discord. No, I just want to make sure. I haven't opened that shit today either. Nope. Just Muhammad's DM that I got. Congratulations again, Muhammad, Mr. Mo, on passing your funded, man. You're the first person. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're the. Let me think. Are you the first person? From the new group of people joining, yeah, I think you're the first person to actually pass the funded. So good shit. I'm next. You're definitely next, man. No doubt about that. Damn, my phone's been on Do Not Disturb for an hour. Who called me? Yo, like, I got prop firms calling me too, bro. This shit's crazy. Like, yo, leave me alone, man. I don't want to work with none of y'all. I'm good. Fuck off. Much appreciated. No problem, my brother. But alright, guys. Hope you all have a good rest of your night. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the live trading session at 7 a.m. Again, any questions, especially for the ones watching the recordings, just message me. For those who have any questions but didn't want to post it in the chat, you guys could always message me on X. You could message me in the Discord. The link for the Discord is in the description, so feel free to message me with any questions about anything at all, and I'll be at your service, man. But alright, guys, hope you all have a good rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace out.